Hi guys, again, well depending if you watch this one before the other one or the other one before this one.
If not,
Hi.
hi.
This is the beginning, I guess, if this is the first one you watch. This episode anyway is going to be basically, we already explained in the other one, a lot of it's going to be about disappointment, anger, etc, etc. This is going to be one thing that a lot of people will be agreeing with us.
And this is something that has gotten me and Eddie both furious,
Fucking
angry.
very angry, so mind my language. Matt, I hope you can believe that.
Cunt.
But if you can't, this is an X-rated episode. Take your pants down. Delete that bit as well. Anyway, so in this episode, we're going to be talking about the whole
Saga.
the whole
Debacle,
debacle
yeah.
of Silent Hills being cancelled.
Konami, Kojima.
We obviously
Konami.
don't know the facts behind what's happened, but
We've
Kojima's
got a bit of
basically-
inside information.
Kojima's basically walked away from Konami either way.
And it seems like Konami may well be themselves walking away from making games in some ways.
Yeah. Well,
So obviously their share prices massively dropped, and there's a lot of people are assuming.
If people stop going for Konami now, you can understand why. Because Kojima was the big player.
Big cheese.
Yeah, he was the big part of Konami that was getting them the money, for definite.
And I think a lot
That
of
is
people.
only my opinion, sorry.
Well, I think a lot of people were really, really, really excited about Silent Hill. Even like non-Silent Hill fans, really. I was
Just
myself.
horror fans in general.
I was a big fan of Silent Hills. I was also a big fan of Guillermo del Toro. I was always a kind of a fan of Kojima. So this was for me.
Norman Reedus was just a bonus.
Yeah, so again, it was just a huge, huge game, and unfortunately, as an owner, or not as an owner of the PS4 and the Xbox One, I was not able to play PC.
Whereas I have a PS4 and I did play PT, and Matt behind the camera, he also played PT, scared the shit out of him.
It is now off the PlayStation Store, isn't it?
It is now off the PlayStation
Does
Store.
that mean you can't play it even if you downloaded it?
No, you can still play it. It's like with me, I've already downloaded it, so I can re-download it because it's already in my library.
Yeah.
But if someone bought a PS4, say if you bought a PS4 now, you wouldn't be able to download it.
I'll have to play it one day.
So, yeah, it is a fun little, I say little because it could take forever if you don't know what you're doing on it. Like the corridors when they're changing colours and stuff like that, you can go around the corridors for hours if you don't know what to do.
And I think it was a game that kind of revolutionised what a game was. Obviously, it was a playable teaser, PT, but it was never. It didn't have to try and be a game because it was a playable teaser. It was a pastiche. It was a tiny little flavour.
It was as
Of
it
what?
is a teaser. So.
And unfortunately, PT is just PT, and it'll never become Silent Hills. It'll never
No,
flesh itself
unfortunately.
out. And maybe you could argue that could be a good thing.
Well, to be fair though, Kojima still might end up making the game on his own. Because now that the contract of Kojima and Konami have finished, Del Toro's contract has finished. Well, cancelled, finished, whatever. Norman Reedus, there's no more contract with Konami in it. So,
But
if they can make a contract with Kojima, it might not be Silent Hills, but it could be another horror game that's pretty much the same thing.
Like in all fairness, because the Silent Hill series only really has Silent Hill in common. Obviously, there's some common story plots, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they could just as easily make a game called Barry's Revenge, and basically set it in the same sort of setting.
Well, like Alan Wake. Sorry, couldn't think of the name. It's like that. Very similar to Silent Hill. Very similar to Twin Peaks. It's got all of these inspirations in it. And if you set Alan Wake in Silent Hill,
A bit less action, it wasn't really survival.
well, no, but unless you go for the Homecoming type of Silent
And I really liked Alan Wake, so I've got no issue with doing something like that.
Yeah, so they could easily do that.
The thing that, worries me is, or the question I've been posing to myself long and hard is, am I penis?
Delete as appropriate, Matt.
The question that I've been posing to myself is whether PT can ever be considered a great game in its own right.
I could see it as the way of, I don't know what people are going to think when I say Metal Gear Solid with Ground Zeroes. I could see it being great in the sense of the same as Ground Zeroes is great, but Ground Zeroes has less greatness thanks to the price tag it had, whereas obviously PT was free. So if Ground Zeroes was a free demo like PT was, granted it had been a bigger demo, it would still have the greatness to it. So if you class Ground Zeroes as a game, PT will be a game as well, I reckon, because it has just as much depth, and if not more depth, than Ground Zeroes does. I think Ground Zeroes is just a bit bigger.
I think because PT is so short as well, it has the advantage of the scares being original almost. Like if you've got a game like Alien Isolation or Outlast, I know that's a lot shorter.
I was tempted to buy
But
Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation is like 12 hours long, or sometimes longer for some people.
12 quid at the minute as well on the PlayStation Store.
Go for it.
But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and the jump scares and the atmosphere wears quite thin early on in Alien Isolation. Or not doesn't wear thin, but it stops being surprising. It stops being original.
It becomes repetitive.
Yeah, which PT never got. PT is almost the perfect horror game. Because
it does immerse you into it. It's creepy. It has Lynchian vibes, like with the fetus in the sink. It basically brings a lot of creativity and weirdness to it, and advances it almost.
And we'll never ever get Silent Hills.
And then it annoyed me more though as well with the cancellation because of the whole trailer that came out afterwards.
Yeah, I think the trailer obviously just fleshed out obviously because obviously PT, as we said, was an incredibly short playable teaser consisting of 2 corridors. And obviously like that thing above and the doors and the rooms coming off them. But obviously the video that they released not long after, that kind of fleshed out people's expectations for Silent Hills, and I'm genuinely gutted that it's been cancelled, even though I never played PT. Genuinely gutted.
The one thing that I've just thought...
Save Constantine.
The one thing that I've just thought with Silent Hills, like PT, it would have been a good thing that it's been cancelled, but it also might have saved us from a shit game because of the hype. Like with Duke Nukem, if there's that much hype for it, would it be disappointing no matter what?
I think games are so overhyped, and I think a game, as I said before, with the levity that the Silent Hill series has, also Del Toro, also Norman Reedus, almost Kojima, sorry. People would be expecting a great game, and
I think to be honest, I don't think it would.
Even if it was
either way,
even if it was near perfect, people would still shrivel.
They'd put it down. They'd put it down because of the hype and because of. They'd still say, well, it's not Silent Hill 1, is it, or Silent Hill 2 or 3 or whatever. And then everyone would be like, oh, after
you'd knock it. I know you would.
Silent left, it was all shit.
I know you're the sort of person that would say it was shit.
I'd love it. No, because I played Downpour and I loved Downpour. I actually thought it was decent.
I would be sat in bed eating crisps and I would see a Facebook comment pop up from Eddie saying this is shit. Promise you now.
I complain about everything, that's why. But that's not the point. I'd enjoy it. I would definitely enjoy it. I enjoyed Downpour, and Downpour was quite a mess of a game because they couldn't finish it. Really.
Well, a lot of people said that Downpour was in some ways a return to form for the series, but Silent Hill still is involved in some of my greatest childhood memories.
Oh,
Gaming memories, anyway, not childhood
me and
memories.
Mike used to sit at his old house, and I used to watch him playing it. And
Silent Hill 2,
remember the parts of going in the elevator and the elevator talking to you and
Pyramid Head.
stuff like that. Obviously, Pyramid Head.
All I'm saying that I remember playing the HD remake, well, the HD.
I still haven't played the HD one.
Unfortunately, the Xbox 360 version was glitchy as fuck and never.
Oh, so was the PS.
But that was never patched, whereas the PS3 version was.
Oh, right, well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Quick thing as well. I don't know if people have heard of the horror block, but there's going to be a Silent Hill item in the next horror block. So we're basically, me and Jen have subscribed to it. So we'll be getting it. I just thought I'd mention it just in case anyone thought, I wonder if there's anything we can get Silent Hill wise, that'd be cool. Don't know what it's going to be in the horror block. It's a subscription service. It's only, I think it's about 20 quid a month, and you get really decent little items in. And like I said, they're going to be doing the Silent Hill one next month. Like, I don't know what it's going to be. Could be a figure, could be a plush, could be a T-shirt. No idea. Just thought I'd mention.
But fucking hell.
Mike's killing himself.
But it worked with Silent Hills.
But it won't be Silent Hills, and that's the problem.
Shame.
So, before we leave, what is your all-time favourite Silent Hill game?
2.
I have to agree. In the comments, post what your favourite Silent Hill game is, and post what you.
But if you don't say 2, you're wrong. So
automatically, you're just wrong. But yeah, post what your worst one is as well. My worst one, Homecoming. There are a few shoddy ones, but most of them are great games.
I thought Silent Hill 4 hard to like but easy to love.
I have to agree. I actually sort of understand what he means. He don't understand, but
I do.
I have to agree.
It was an annoying bastard of a game.
It was
But I
hard.
loved it.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to get into, but it was a lovable game.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Anyway, so yeah, subscribe, write a comment. Cheers, guys.
See you later.